Touring abroad has been a goal of mine since I was a little kid, and I know the same goes for the rest of the gang. So we are very fortunate that we get to travel and share our music not just in the US, but in countries all over the world. In fact, we just recently took a trip to the UK and Ireland, and I thought it might be interesting to take you along and see just what it's like to go on tour in a different country.
'Cause most days you're stuck in a truck, one big break from blowing up. One of these days I'm gonna get a bus and let somebody else drive. It's calling home for a telephone goodnight kiss. You gotta be made for this.
There he is. What up? You pumped about it, dude?
Let's go.
So I flew over a couple days early with the crew guys to London, where they got their hands on all of the audio gear, make sure that everything was set up and ready to go for a pretty busy couple of weeks. Though we shipped a few things like pedal boards and a couple guitars and some specific cables, it's a lot easier and much more efficient to just rent all of the bigger gear we use. Once we loaded the very appropriately sized semi, or lorry as they call it, it was time to pick up the rest of the band guys from the airport and hit the road to our first show in Dublin, Ireland. Probably one of the biggest extra factors there is to touring in the UK and Ireland is that they're islands. So when traveling by car, or bus in our case, you gotta put it on a ferry.
Oh, hey guys. We just finished our last set of this marvelous UK run we just had. So we thought we'd tell you a little bit about it and show you what buses are like in the UK. There are 2 levels, so there's lots of room, but not lots of headroom. Come on. Gonna see if we can catch some band members up here. Maybe even the boss. Watch your head. Marshall's in the way again. This is a thing when we do tour buses, like bus tours, sorry. Bunk area. Oh, hey guys. Fancy running into all you here.
Hey, buddy.
This is Austin. He opened up for us on this run, and he's fucking great.
And he's a rock star.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Let's start at Dublin.
Started at Dublin, yeah. It was good, and the crowds in Ireland are always freaking wonderful. And of course, Dublin is one of our C2C locations that we get to do too.
First show down.
First show down, Dublin.
Where to next?
We're off to Belfast, and the venue is called Ulster Hall. It was an old organ hall, and so the organ pipes are still behind the stage. It's going to be really cool. It's the first place that Stairway to Heaven was ever played. They debuted it there. The next night, they came here to Dublin and played it.
I geeked out so hard on Ulster Hall because of the history with Led Zeppelin there. Just the whole show, I was imagining John Bonham on that stage.
That moment.
And I was just like, this is incredible. Also just like a really cool room. And the ears sounded so good in there. What's your favorite part about touring in the UK?
Breakfast.
After the show in Belfast, we got back on a ferry. Now, these ferries are a little different from the ferries I grew up around in small-town Arkansas. They're a little more robust, with multiple decks full of cars and buses and freight trucks, topped by 2 or 3 more decks for passengers to wander around and eat, drink, shop, watch movies, play video games even. These ferries are probably a little closer to cruise ships than the ones I grew up around, that were basically big rafts that you could put like 6 cars on. We're back. We're back.
Hey guys,
Yep.
when we pull out of the bus terminal, or the port, we're going to stop at the bus terminal. It's the only place to really take a shit. So we're going to pop in there, hang out, let these tour buses go on with the hooligans.
Serena
So
has
if
the
anybody
shit.
needs to use the bathroom, just
Chris
pop
has
off
the
here
shit.
because there really ain't nowhere else.
It's you. You have to use it.
Huh?
You have to use it.
No, we're letting the buses go first, but there's the only place to stop until we get to Glasgow.
Okay.
He has to Glasgow shit.
Yeah, he was talking about it on the boat.
I'm gonna hold it till Glasgow.
Once we were back on land, we had a beautiful drive up the Scottish coast to Glasgow for show number 3. Glasgow was a good one. That was a one that kind of snuck up on me because that venue was like in sort of a weird part of town, and it was like really quiet that day and kind of rainy. The vibe of the day before the show definitely affects the, you know, your mood going into it. But then it was a great show. After 3 killer shows to start off the run, it was time for a much-needed little break. So we headed back down to London for a couple days off. We hardly ever have time to really explore the places we go while we're on the road, so the rare day off is a great time to plan some cool activities. Or just catch up on some sleep.
So our first day off in London, I slept, and then our second day off in London,
We went to Parliament.
we went to Parliament.
They went to Parliament. I went to platform 9 3/4.
He went to platform 9 3/4. They went to Parliament. I slept until 4.
Yeah, and Parliament I thought it was awesome. I love
It was
history
so
and stuff
cool.
like that. We met an MP, which is a member of Parliament. His name was Andrew, and he was wonderful. And we got to stand in several buildings, areas of the building that were older than our country. In fact, they were 1,000 years old. It was really cool to be not only where laws are made and changed and things like that, but to know that we were standing where Charles I was given his sentence, where William Wallace was dragged across the floor in chains. That is almost not, it doesn't compute to us because we don't have anything that old. In fact, the roof of that room, and Mr. Andrews said it was more modern. It was only 700 years old. 700.
Excited. Thank you so much for taking time with us today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Honestly, an absolute pleasure.
Now, back to work.